Hi everyone. In this question we're supposed to determine the domain and range of the relation that we're seeing here in both set notation and interval notation. This shape right here is called a hyperbola. Okay, it's got two different branches to it. Now, as soon as you've got two different branches to it, you're going to have to express either the domain or the range in two separate branches here, two separate bits. Let's take a quick look here. When we talk about our domain, and we'll do this in set notation first, this is going to be the set of x values. Now, think about the graph here. If you slide along the Cartesian plane from negative infinity over, everywhere I go over here, I'm going to have a bit of this function either above or below actually both above and below the x-axis. And that's going to be true until I get to the number -2. And then the graph stops. Okay? And there's nothing for a little while. And then the graph starts up again. And as I slide along, there's always going to be something either above, well, both above and below the graph here. So those are my two branches. That is, it's splitting up my domain here. It's got a gap in there. So it's going to be all values of x, such that x is less than or equal to -2, together with, and I would use the symbol union here, okay, a little u, union, the joining the together of two sets, x greater than or equal to +2. And there we go. Now, in interval notation, I'm going to, basically interval notation is going to see exactly the two intervals that I'm talking about here. So it's going to be negative infinity out to -2, and it's going to be including -2. So I put a hard bracket there. Union 2, and again, hard brackets on the 2 because we're including it, out to positive infinity. So it's a little bit more complicated, but again, because I've got two branches, I got to have two pieces to my domain. Now, in terms of the range, okay, in terms of the range here, well, granted there are two branches here, but these branches are not splitting up the range here. There's no gap as I go vertically here. And in fact, I go down infinitely, I go up infinitely, so this is going to be the set of y coordinates, such that y is an element of the reals, and we've already seen that that corresponds to negative infinity out to positive infinity.